go ahead and get into this story. So sorry, Anna, this story is not going to help. Um, because it's going to start off confusing
Oh man.
and it's going to end off irritating. So let's just go ahead and get into the first part real quick.
I, 25 female, have my own 2-bedroom apartment that used to belong to my uncle. I made a friend during my uni years I'll call Mary, 27 female. Mary had quite a hard home life, too long to detail here. I let her know that if she ever needed my help, she could always rely on me, no matter what. When we graduated, I asked her to move in with me rent-free. She tried to pay, but I knew she had a lot of debt trying to pay for uni, so I told her no and to spend her money freeing herself from it. She was so thankful for this, and I loved having her live with me. We never fought about anything. Both of us have the same cleaning habits and TV interests, so there's never any arguments over the remote or who has to take out the bins, etc. Tonight we were out at a super fancy restaurant in London, as Mary had finally paid off the last of her debt, secured herself an amazing promotion at her job, and also finally passed her driving test. All these achievements in the same month were more than deserving of an award, so we splashed out. It was me, Mary, 4 of her work friends, and 2 friends we've known since uni. It was a great night, until I handed Mary a card saying how amazing she is and how lucky I am to have her as my best friend, with quite a bit of cash inside to put towards her first car. She started crying and thanking me, and we hugged for a long time. When she pulled away, I told her how I was so proud of her for kicking life in the butt, becoming successful, and showing her dad that his D-head ways couldn't keep her down. After how she'd struggled through uni, pushing pennies together and working crap jobs, seeing her in her dream career and being such an accomplished woman is absolutely inspiring to me. She looked mad and said, "Please don't do that. You know I don't like it when you do that." She'd never said anything like this to me, ever. So I have no idea where this was coming from. I apologized and said that I didn't realize saying these things would upset her, as it's never been my intention. She just scoffed and rolled her eyes. And when I looked up at her colleagues, they were all shaking their heads at me and glaring. I felt so awkward I wanted to shrink back into my own skin, and I was mortified that I hurt Mary. Mary didn't talk to me for the rest of the night and ignored me at the table. When we split up to head home, none of her colleagues even looked at me as they left. I said sorry to Mary as she was heading to her room to turn in, but she just shrugged me off, told me she was tired and that we'll talk in the morning. I'm so anxious that she'll want to move out or never talk to me again. I keep going over every interaction in my head to see if I crossed a line in the past, but she never gave an indication that I upset her saying these things before. All her colleagues messaged me saying I was an a-hole for saying those things to her and belittling her, but I never ever meant any of those things like that. I think maybe she doesn't like her past being brought up anymore, but she's never indicated this before. But now that her work friends have been blowing up my phone telling me I'm an a-hole and that I belittled her, I feel like I must be. Am I the a-hole?
Nah, you just don't know how to be a good friend in all cases. Her story is hers to tell, not yours. So you could have put in a little card. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations on all these big. You got the new job, and you know what I'm saying, about to take on life. End. That's it. 2 sentences. You're good, homie. But nah, you gonna go into talking about a dad and you had a hard life and you're overcoming all of it. Now I sound like a charity case. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, you were nice enough to let me live with you and not pay, rent, which is real nice. But that's always gonna be something in my head that you did for me, right? Then I finish up and I'm doing these things, and then in front of a bunch of people who don't know me like you know me, you bring up how complicated my life has been. That's not yours to tell. It's just not. So were you an a-hole? Nah, you weren't an a-hole because you didn't have malicious intent, but it has still had the same impact because you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that's when I first heard the story. That's what I took was like, you just say you're proud of her and just move on and everything. But you started putting her business out there, her past, which you yourself said was, I don't think you used the word traumatizing, but you was making it seem like it was the worst, childhood she ever had and everything else. And Diaz made an excellent observation by saying that wasn't your story to tell. It just wasn't. That was her story to tell, and it's her decision if she even wants to tell it.